only the salary, but even the training and other aspects of the policing, which is very, very important.
Smiles for the police. The president approves enhanced welfare for the upholders of law and order.
We expect that this template will help us to actually realize more revenue from the oil and gas sector.
New reporting standard for the NNPC comes into effect.
The judiciary can only grow when and if it embarks upon continuous reforms in the discharge of its statutory responsibility.
And your judges of lower courts, quarterly reports of cases they handle are now required. On the political front, as more support is canvassed for the APC, the president tells the party that it is unacceptable to stop aggrieved members from going to court. A warm welcome to Network News. I am Joy Usiago. Reading with me tonight is Hingino John Adams in Lagos, and Ogochukwu Kaona joins us from our Benin Network Center. Now, let's start on a cheerful note. The federal government says it will continue to adequately attend to the welfare and other operational requirements of the Nigerian police with a view to restoring the law primacy of the force regarding Nigeria's internal security framework. President Muhammadu Buhari gave the assurance at an audience with members of the Nigerian Police Service Commission and the leadership of the police force on a thank-you visit following the approval of enhanced welfare package for the police force. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the details.
President Muhammadu Buhari has recently approved a significant adjustment in the rank salary structure of the Nigeria police, by which emoluments, pension and other allowances of the police personnel will be increased. Members of the Police Service Commission as well as the Police High Command are therefore here in the State House to express formal appreciation to the President for what they called a significant morale-boosting undertaking. President Buhari regretted the inability of the Nigeria police to effectively perform their constitutional roles as the frontline force in the prevention of crime, thereby leading to military involvement in the maintenance of law and order throughout the country. As he put it during their interaction behind closed doors from Taraba to Sokoto to the South-South, people don't feel secure until they see the military. I am therefore pleased to make the increase in salary and allowances of the police in the hope that their performance index will be enhanced and the nation's internal security system strengthened. President Buhari observed that the more efficient the police is, the more confident the government and the citizens will be. The military, he said, should be reserved for higher tasks, while the police cope well with the challenges of armed robbery, kidnapping for ransom, and other criminal activities across the country. The president spoke of the need to amplify the question of more men of the police, especially given the prevailing emergency situation in the Northeast, as well as the pervasive insecurity, abduction for ransom, and banditry in many parts of the country. He told his guests that Nigerians are surely expecting more from them. Full-time commissioner in the Nigeria Police Service Commission, Justice Clara Ogumbui, who represented the chairman, Musliu Smith, had informed the president that the rank salary structure adjustment will enhance police welfare and morale.
We are here purposely on behalf of the Police Service Commission to appreciate the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for seeing it necessary to enhance the welfare of the police.
Enhancing the welfare of the police in terms of what?
Not only salaries. We shouldn't just emphasize on salaries, but the entire working, condition of the police. Seeing that infrastructure is being improved, their working conditions, the training expected of the police, and the entire reason why the police should be enforced to see that we have a better police force in our country. The police is a friend of the people, and the people want to see more and expect more in the police force.
I feel elated, and I believe that it's something that is done in the right direction. Just like you said, we're looking at improving not only the salary, but even the training and other aspects of the policing, which is very, very important. And I think these are things that we've been struggling for a long time. And I'm assuring all Nigerians that Nigerian police force are going to do their best.
The Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, also promised that the police will redouble efforts at ensuring free, fair, and credible elections throughout the country next year. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says Securities and Exchanges Commission associations across Africa and beyond have a contributory role towards ensuring that the African economy is on a positive trajectory by deepening inter-Africa trade and foreign direct investment for sustainable economic growth on the continent. He stated this during the 22nd African Securities and Exchanges Association Conference in Lagos.
The 22nd African Securities and Exchanges Conference attracted participants from over 11 African countries and other securities and exchanges across the world. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo highlighted the role of the Securities and Exchanges Association in ensuring macroeconomic stability and efficient utilization of Africa's resources.
We in Nigeria have an advisory group on technology and creativity. And one of the dominant themes in our discussions with the young entrepreneurs in these sectors is the lack of affordable and patient capital. We're accordingly working with the ADB to establish a $500 million innovation fund that will support activities in this sector.
Outgoing president of the African Securities and Exchanges Association and Chief Executive Officer, Nigerian Stock Exchange, Oscar Onyema, and incoming president of ASEA, Karima Haji, said the association has a 5-year plan which involves $1.2 million targeted towards African projects.
We will officially sign a memorandum of understanding with the World Federation of Exchanges. Capital markets in general and stock exchanges in particular can bridge the gap and provide the financing needs while at the same time mobilizing savings for the pension industry.
Experts at this conference are therefore deliberating on sustainable ways through which Africa can harness her huge potential to enable her occupy her pride of place among the community of nations across the globe. In Lagos, Amaka O, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has approved a new reporting standard for the NNPC to ensure clarity in generation and expenditure of income from the corporation. The Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, at the National Council on Finance and Economic Development disclosed that the formula becomes effective this month. Lia Katung Babatunde was at the opening ceremony and now reports.
Remittances into the nation's treasury by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, have been a source of debate from the National Assembly to the Federation Accounts Allocation Committee and the audit systems. The standoff over remittances by the NNPC saw disruptions in monthly Federation Accounts Allocation Committee meetings, this year alone 4 times, with dire consequences on the economy, leading to interventions by the Federal Executive Council and National Economic Council. Minister of Finance Zainab Ahmed says the end of that controversy has come.
And already we have been, because of this template, been able to get more clarity on NNPC operating expenses. So we expect that this template will help us to actually realize more revenue from the oil and gas sector.
The annual meetings of key players in the nation's public finance management system avails them with the opportunity to share ideas on how to improve the administration of the nation's economy, and this year focuses on non-oil revenue.
What states need to do is to capture more and more people into the tax net, because unless you know who lives in your state, what he does, what he or she does, you'll not be able to not only plan for them, plan social programs for them, but also how to tax them.
The World Bank stands ready to support the government of Nigeria in its bold steps to improve the human capital of the people.
Outcomes will be presented as recommendations to the appropriate authorities to improve efficiency and ensure best value for government's expenditure. In Kaduna, I'm Leah Kating Baba today, NTA News.
And for more financial matters, Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria partners presidential panel to recover funds from debtors as Nigerian Stock Exchange begins the week with a loss. Let's join Musa Waka for more reports. Hello, Musa.
Thank you, Joy. Hello. Warm welcome to Business News. The Federal Mortgage Bank of Nigeria has entered into partnership with a special presidential investigation panel for the recovery of public property to recoup 43 billion naira from the bank's debtors within the next 18 months. The managing director, Ahmed Dangiwa, who stated this in Abuja, explained that move will boost the bank's prospects as well as enhance its capacity to deliver on its mandate to provide access to affordable mortgage finance for home ownership by workers. Now, on the stock market, the equities market ended Monday's session on a bearish note. The all-share index declined 0.46% to close at 1,533.50 basis point, with market capitalization at 11.5 trillion naira. 104 million shares valued at 1.9 billion naira exchanged hands in 2,911 deals. Unilever, Zenith Bank and Interlink recorded the highest activities. CAP PLC, GlaxoSmith, PZ Cussons Nigeria PLC gained more than 9% to top the gainers table, while Nigeria Breweries, Guarantee Trust Bank and WAPCO topped the losers chart. Well, that's it on business segment of the news. Over to you, Joy.
Thank you very much, Musa. And moving on now, a Cuban delegation is in Nasarawa State to formalize modalities for investment into animal husbandry, health care, and education. This is a dividend of an earlier visit by a Nasarawa State government delegation to Cuba. Here's Joshua Ojito's report.
On the feasibility study tour of the state, the delegation will meet key stakeholders before signing memoranda of understanding on the areas of interest, including services to fight malaria and Lassa fever and establishment of cattle ranch. This is as a pilot scheme on the proposal of ranching system in the country by the government. Recall that the state government revived the gazetted cattle ranches and routes in the state as part of effort to end farmers' herders' crisis. It is expected that herders and other commercial cattle rearers will be trained on modern methods of rearing.
Nasarawa State is likely going to have 5 different ranches, each of which will produce, will keep about 1,000 cows for a start as pilot scheme with the help and support of Cuban specialists replicating what they have in what we saw in Cuba.
In terms of technology, in terms of some of the knowledge we have to share with you for the animal health, to control malaria, to control Lassa fever, and animal feed. So we have some technologies and some knowledge that would be very helpful for Nasarawa State.
The Cuban delegation will also visit agricultural institutions. In Abuja, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
And for a beat on infrastructural development, experts in the water sector are advocating a code of conduct to regulate the drilling of boreholes and an adequate monitoring of blasts to save Nigeria from future earth tremors. This was at a meeting of ministers of water resources and agriculture and rural development with members of water well drilling rig owners and practitioners held in Abuja. Musbah Dan Wahab completes the report.
The September earth tremor that occurred at the nation's capital, Abuja, has continued to generate discussions as experts keep submitting findings and warnings that Nigeria is now prone to earth tremor. Regulating the boreholes drilling system in Nigeria is one of the recommendations towards avoiding a future earth tremor. Again, this is also the position of Minister of Water Resources, Suleiman Adamu, and his counterparts from the Agric Ministry, Audogbe. With the theme, borehole drilling, its social, economic, and environmental effect in our fragile environments, the two ministers are expecting that the meeting will yield a harmonious working relationship at ensuring provision of potable water across the country while also managing the country's water resources adequately.
One of the major problems that I see and that has been happening is that we drill boreholes, we don't have the logs, we don't have the water quality test results. There is no central database, there is no data bank. So this regulation is very important. First, to regulate the quality of the people that do the drilling.
We need some deep well rigs to do some work for us as we are trying to stop the conflict between farmers and herdsmen.
They believe this synergy is key to the promotion of water resources and agricultural developments.
We have our children unborn, so we must protect what we have. Water as a resource must be protected.
Other submissions at the forum is on capacity building, addressing shortage of personnel in the field of seismology, and for the quick passage of a bill to regulate the indiscriminate drilling of borehole. In Abuja, Musbah and Wahab, NC News.
In the meantime, the Minister of Power, Works and Housing, Babatunde Raji Fashola, says besides improved power delivery, his ministry has gained much experience of better ways to handle power projects for enhanced efficiency. Majama Adamu reports.
This is the 215 megawatt Kaduna power plant. The last time the minister visited the site was last year, and by then many critical facilities of the project were lying at the port awaiting evacuation. What has changed since my last visit was the immediate question the minister threw at the site managers on arrival. Their responses were heartwarming.
The project is an EPC project. Engineering is 98% complete.
4 out of the 8 25 megawatt gas turbines are completed, the remaining at advanced level. The switchyard is almost completed, while the switcher control room is 100% ready for use. Installation of power control machines has also reached advanced level of completion. Likewise, the fuel receiving facilities of the plant have all been installed. The further good news is that all imported facilities for the project have since left the port to the project site.
Clearly, this boosts our incremental power objective, and we're on our way. It's just going to take those man-hours and those challenges to get where we're going. But if you look back to where we were a year and a half or so when I came here and where we are, clearly there has been progress.
The minister is particularly happy with the prospect of completing the 9-year project after the many teething problems that hampered its completion. 1 megawatt of electricity, he said, is a big deal. Hence, with 200 megawatts expected from the Kaduna power plant, the expected value addition, he said, is a great development. Meanwhile, the minister has declared open a 3-day capacity building retreat for controllers of work and other stakeholders in Kaduna. Majama Adamu, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Network News. We pause for some messages. The news continues after this timeout.
This used to be me. But that was before I got the perfect bag. It's handy and easy to use. All I need in one compact space, just like my MTN Extra Value plan. I used to get one plan for my calls and then try to remember which data plan worked for me. Roaming was a totally different ballgame. Not anymore. I've got the MTN Extra Value all-in-one plan. If you're a data buff like me, you get extra data with some talk time. And if you like to make calls, you get extra talk time with some data. And when I'm abroad, I automatically browse, chat, and call right on the same plan. MTN Extra Value was made just for me.
More of data or calls, whichever one you prefer. MTN Extra Value is made just for you.
This is to inform members of our great party, APC, in the Northeast states, especially those that participated in the just concluded party primaries for 2019 general elections and are aggrieved with the process and outcome of the exercises. The National Peace and Reconciliation Committee, set up by the National Working Committee for the Northeast Zone, under the chairmanship of the Governor of Nasarawa State, Tanko Almakura, has commenced its assignment. The committee will be visiting states in the Northeast with a view to resolving all the issues arising from the party primaries in the best best interest of our great party. Dates: Bauchi Gombe, Tuesday 27th November, time 12 noon, venue Command Guest House by Awala Roundabout, Bauchi. Adamawa Taraba, Wednesday 28th November, time 12 noon, venue Government House, Yola. Borno Yobe, Thursday 29th November, time 12 noon, venue Government House, Maiduguri. The committee wishes to assure all that they will be given fair hearing. Mohammed Hassan Abdullahi, Secretary for the Chairman, Announcer.
Are you all right?
Hospital, all night, emergency.
We are losing her, we are losing her.
Don't worry, I'll save her. Driver!
What is wrong with you?
Building burned down.
What?
It was life or death.
He's saved, boy.
I've got the dog! Hey, Mr. Man, wake up!
Yeah. This is Sparta!
My resignation letter, sir.
Okay. Glow Odasim. Enjoy 25% more data when you auto-renew your plan. Dial *777# to choose a plan. Glow, the unrivaled big boss of data.
The Federal Ministry of Education, in collaboration with the Federal Ministry of Finance, is organizing a 2-day workshop on sustainable funding for education in Nigeria. Date: Tuesday 27th to Wednesday 28th November 2018. Venue: State House Conference Center, Old Banquet Hall. Time: 9 a.m. daily. Presentations will include funding of basic, secondary and tertiary education, funding of science, technology, engineering and mathematics, technical and vocational education and training, innovation enterprise institutions, vocational enterprise institutions, and funding of the ministerial strategic plan. Come, let's find sustainable ways of funding education in Nigeria. Architect Sonny Echomo, Permanent Secretary, Announcer.
As the number of people wey dey born dey reduce, now so the money wey them they get to spend they increase. Enough proof don't dey to show say countries where them families they born, the number of people where they fit take care of, the stress to take care of the children no they plenty at all for the family. If families fit they enjoy this kind benefit of expenses, we know they too much. You fit imagine how you go fit help boost country economy like Nigeria own. As leader where you be, the solution dey your hand. And what you need to do now to take action now. All we lawmakers and everybody where they power and government must make sure say them put enough money down. We go make sure say childbirth spacing where plenty people sabi as family planning services full everywhere. Our pastors, imam, and traditional leaders supposed to put mouth tell them people about the better thing where child spacing they do. This work, now our handy day, we get the full responsibility to do them. We must join hand and get it together, make our future for bright. Now Federal Ministry of Health, they bring you this message.
The Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, BORN, welcomes all delegates and the general public to her 71st General Assembly with the theme Broadcasting and the Changing Media Landscape, hosted by Multimesh Broadcasting Company Limited, owners of Family Love FM stations and Cable Africa TV Network, CAN TV. Date: Tuesday 27th of November 2018. Venue: Hotel Presidential Banquet Hall, Port Harcourt. Time: 9 a.m. prompt. The event will be declared open by His Excellency Nyesom Ezewonwike, CON, GSSRS, POS Africa, Executive Governor, River State. The special guest of honor is Alhaji Lai Mohammed, Honorable Minister for Information and Culture. The keynote paper will be delivered by Dr. Mrs. Obi Ezekwesili and Miss other dignitaries. Signed, Mr. John Momo, OON, Chairman, Broadcasting Organizations of Nigeria, BORN, and Executive Chairman, Channels Media Group. Welcome to Port Harcourt, the Garden City of Nigeria and the hub of oil and gas.
The inaugural Nigeria Diaspora Investment Summit holds on the 27th to the 29th of November 2018. Summit will take place at the Banquet Hall, Presidential Villa, Abuja, with the theme Activating Diaspora Investments for a Diversified Economy. For registration, visit www.ndis.gov.ng. For participation in sponsorship details, please call. Email admin@ndis.gov.ng. The Nigerian Diaspora Investment Summit, harnessing Nigeria's investment opportunity.
Thanks for staying with us. Turning now to the judiciary. In furtherance of the policy of judicial accountability, which has been on in Nigeria in the last 4 years, judges of lower courts in the country are now to submit quarterly reports of the cases they handle. Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onogen, gave this directive at the opening of this year's All Nigeria Judges Conference of the lower courts. Judiciary correspondent Femi Okeo reports.
Of Justice Aloma Mariam Mukhtar as Chief Justice of Nigeria, the National Judicial Council had made judges of superior courts submit reports of list of cases they handle as part of their performance evaluation. Now, Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onogen, has directed that judges of lower courts go through similar process in order to strengthen their accountability to the nation's judicial system and in view of their indispensable nature to the success of the judiciary.
There is no doubt that the target participants at this conference play an important role in the administration of justice. The non-technical nature of proceedings in your courts, I dare say, is a major appealing factor to the grassroots, hence the reason for a large volume of cases in your courts.
The National Judicial Institute announced that it has continued to widen its scope of training to all parts of the nation's judiciary.
The judiciary can only grow when and if it embarks upon continuous reforms in the discharge of its statutory responsibility to uphold and project the rights of citizens, preserve the rule of law, and ensure adherence to due process.
The conference is a biannual training and interaction for judges of the Sharia Courts of Appeal, Customary Courts of Appeal, and Magistrate Courts from across the country. In Abuja, Femi Okeowo, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has stressed that if anyone is displeased with the way and manner anything has been done and feels deprived of his or her rights, such a person is at liberty to approach the courts for redress. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, says this is the President's response to the position of the All Progressives Congress, APC, which recently forbade members from taking the party to court. The President said court should always be the last resort for dissatisfied persons in any electoral process, and that it is not acceptable for the party to outlaw the court process. The APC National Working Committee had last week threatened to punish members who dragged the party to court over various issues, saying it intends to activate constitutional provisions to penalize such members as their action is capable of undermining the party and hurting the party's interest. President Buhari has also advised members to work with the reconciliation committees set up for the 6 geopolitical zones by the APC, stressing that the party is the only body authorized to constitute such committees. Meanwhile, in Benue State, massive support is being canvassed for all APC candidates and for elective offices in the state and at the national level. A special rally was held in support of the re-election of President Buhari in 2019. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday reports.
From Benue State University, participants marched through Iocha-U and Boko roads. As they walk through nooks and crannies of the city, residents, artisans, market men and women in solidarity joined the rally and pledged their supports.
Call it a mass rally, you may not be wrong. And if you say it's a carnival, you may not be far from the truth, as youths, men and women in this rally converge to register their support for the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari.
School feeding programs, you look at Anchor Borrowers scheme, you look at rail system, you look at roads. There's so much of this social welfare scheme.
After the walk, the people proceeded to the campaign office donated by APC Youth League in the States.
We have a credible leader who is leading by example, and that is President Muhammadu Buhari.
Baba will do the good, the beautiful, and the best.
Mamo crowd
that has contradicted the normal propaganda that we see from the other side.
Before leaving Makurdi, the group was at a ceremony where a book titled Muhammadu Buhari Before Benue is Doomed was presented to the public.
It's not about them, it's about the poor of Benue. And we, the common people of Benue, we go with him, we'll vote him again in 2019.
Our Buhari is doing all he could to make sure that the crisis between Fulani and the Benue people is a history.
The people describe President Buhari as the hope of civil servants, feeder of public school pupils, and the most charismatic leader. Adebola, Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
And from the massive rally in Benue, let's take you to the National Assembly, where the Senate Committee on Basic and Secondary Education has advised that at least 50% of annual budgetary allocations is released to the Ministry of Education in view of its strategic position in the economy. This came to the fore during the committee's oversight meeting with the Ministry of Education. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo reports.
Oversight on the performance of the 2018 budget by the National Assembly continued on Monday as the Minister of Education, Adamu, appeared before the Senate Committee on Basic and Secondary Education to provide the breakdown of the 2018 budget performance. The minister made a clear and concise presentation as he also listed major challenges.
Page 10, Madam, is a review of this year's budget. Total amount appropriated was 651,226,697,523 naira. Capital allocation for that period is 102,907,290,833 kobo. Of some of the challenges we faced during the year.
The 15.9 billion naira released for the capital allocation out of the appropriated 102.9 billion attracted reactions from the Senate Committee.
So if this amount of money, appreciable amount of 100 billion has been appropriated and only 15% of it is released, it makes no difference at all.
We want to see more allocation to the federal government colleges.
The committee acknowledged the declaration of state of emergency in the education sector.
So where you actually declare an emergency in the education sector, that actually underscores the need for adequate funding to be provided to the education sector.
The Federal Capital Territory Universal Basic Education and the National Commission for Mass Literacy and Adult Education also presented their 2018 budget performance. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
It is due to the quintessential role of road safety to national economy and protection of lives and property that the United Nations urged countries to strive to achieve road crashes reduction by 50% by the year 2030. Now, Nigeria, which has since keyed into the initiative, has in less than a decade made tremendous progress. To consolidate on the achievement, the House of Representatives has commenced a process of amending and enacting a new law to further strengthen road safety in the country. National Assembly correspondent Lamia Ali reports.
To set the ball rolling, the House of Representatives Committee on Road Safety invited relevant stakeholders to this public hearing to get their submissions on how best Nigeria as a country could manage and supervise road users in line with global best practices. Apart from amendments to the current provisions of the Road Safety Commission Act, the bill in focus seeks to repeal the FRSC Act, in order to enact the Nigeria Road Safety Commission Act for better performance.
It's not only a high source of revenue, but it's also a social service that is critical to the safety and well-being of the citizens.
We have started the journey. We are midway. Use your prowess to really contribute so that we make this document a richer document.
Major stakeholders such as the Ministry of Transport, Federal Road Safety Commission, National Association of Road Transport Owners, National Union of Road Transport Workers, and petroleum tanker drivers all gave their support and suggestions.
In order to achieve a more effective and efficient road traffic administration and safety management, road traffic laws should be harmonized into one single document
and one agency should be mandated to implement and enforce the law.
We've just been granted a license to commence traffic radio, and I believe within the next few weeks, we should be able to commence broadcasting from Abuja.
Section 9, which requires the establishment of a trust fund, should provide for the Commission to ensure that such funds are utilized towards the procurement of essential equipment and medical care for accident victims and not a recurrent expenditure. It should be made for stakeholders committee in that bill. And that stakeholders committee can be having meetings, maybe on quarterly basis, and that stakeholders committee will serve as a think tank or advisory organ to the NRSC.
The aim of the exercise is to ensure reduction of fatalities on Nigerian roads through strict enforcement of laws. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
And for something positive from us at the NTA, the Nigerian Television Authority is on course to migrate from the services of foreign satellite providers for its content transmission to engage the services of the indigenous Nigerian Communications Satellite Limited, NACOMSAT. Now, this is coming with the signing of a service agreement between the NTA and NACOMSAT, in line with the federal government's drive to promote local content development. Justin Bem-Oye reports.
Since inception, the largest TV network in Africa, the NTA, has relied on the services of foreign satellite providers to transmit its content to its teeming viewers. NTA, being a flagship TV broadcast station not just within Nigeria but Africa, has now decided to use NIGECOMSAT 1R, which is the Nigerian Communications Satellite, as one of its backbone for content transmission, and thinks it's now about time to exploit the availability of this very important component of its operations. And the Director General of the NTA confirms this collaboration is a further fulfillment and is in response to the cardinal policy of the present administration.
It's a policy of the Buhari administration, for all Nigerian MDAs and so on and so forth, to have local content in whatever it is due. It does. So all the tests we carried were successful, and we have no doubt in our mind we'll be able to work together because your facilities have met our needs.
In making this a reality,
on the part of the satellite service provider, they are confident of the company's capacity, especially technically, to deliver seamless service of international standard.
We have signed backup agreement with Belintersat, with Talksat, and with so many others that we're trying to bring on board so that there will be no failure in service. So we're ready to make NTA provide the services better.
It will not only save cost, it will go a whole length to generate employment because it's going to create multiple jobs along the value chain.
The migration is expected to be a gradual one, as NTA looks forward to expanding its cooperation with NIGECOMSAT. Justin Bem-Oye, NTA News.
And as part of efforts to bridge the gas supply gap and promote socio-economic development across the country, the first phase of Greenville LNG plant, a private sector initiative, has been inaugurated in Dumuje River State. The inauguration of the multi-million-dollar investment, the first of its kind in Africa, was witnessed by Emmanuel Lene.
In August 2017, the NNPC and Total Exploration and Production Nigeria signed a domestic gas supply agreement with Greenville LNG for the construction of a $500 million domestic LNG facility expected to produce about 74 metric million standard cubic feet per day of LNG gas for distribution to users in Nigeria. 1 year after that historic event, the first phase of the plant is now ready with 3 liquefaction trains that will produce 2,250 metric tons of gas per day.
Public-private partnership is what we need now. And with such a massive investment today is also to look for other people that will come and invest so that he can build this project to a higher grade.
Chairman Greenville LNG, Eddie Van der Broek, reiterated the company's determination to distribute domestic gas to all parts of Nigeria using the first in-country LNG fuel trucks, noting that the company intends to revolutionize the economy and bridge the natural gas supply gap.
We are bringing in Nigeria and in Africa the first trucks fueled on energy, which should reduce normally the price of transport and logistics by about 35 to 40%, and with a huge attraction on environment.
It's a catalyst project which can bring a lot of ripple effects. Of course, employment, skills, job opportunities, which means that we are creating the whole chain of the skills and opportunities, not only in South, but also in the North.
With the inauguration of the first phase of Greenville LNG project, Nigerians are set for a cost-effective domestic gas supply that will promote economic and social development in Nigeria. In Port Harcourt, Emmanuel Lene, NTA News.
2018 HSE International Conference opens. Let's join Hingino in Lagos for these and other stories. Hello, Hingino.
Thank you, Joy, and welcome to Lagos. The Federal Airports Authority has assured the traveling public that all its 22 airports in the country are safe and without any threat or acts of aggression. The assurance followed the video trending on the social media in which Murtala Mohammed International Airport was said to be under attack by terrorists. Vera Chinyoba was at Murtala Mohammed International Airport and now reports.
This is the Murtala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos, the nation's premier gateway. It is safe, secured, and calm. All airport operations are going on. Airport security, the world over, is the heartbeat of the aviation industry. This informed the various security measures at the airports to check any threat or acts of aggression. Therefore, the video trending on the social media to the effect that Murtala Mohammed International Airport was under attack since last week came as a surprise to security agencies. They have at different times issued statements that no such incident happened at the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos.
We will not allow our airports to come under any form of attack. We have increased patrols round about our perimeter fences all over, all of the time, 24/7. The AFSEC officials are on duty.
Some passengers also confirmed that the airport was not attacked.
It wasn't attacked because the kind of level of security at the airport, I'm not sure any hoodlums can break it.
We confirmed with all point of responsibility that there was no attack on the international airport.
Meanwhile, the managing director of Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, has issued a weather advice to airline operators.
The advisory is for all operators and pilots to adhere strictly to the operating weather minimums for all the aerodromes that they operate in.
Air travelers have also been advised to exercise patience in the event of cancellations and flight delays due to weather conditions. In Lagos, Vera Chungoba, NTA News.
Creating a peaceful environment for international oil companies to operate in the Niger Delta. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, in a message to the opening of the 2018 Health, Safety and Environment International Biennial Conference in Lagos, says resolving the security challenges in the region is a priority. Paul Omokago has details.
Serving the environment following years of oil exploration has made it pertinent for stakeholders in the oil and gas industry to take the issue more seriously. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, who was represented by the Minister of State Petroleum Resources, says the future of oil and gas industry will be boosted with the passage of the Petroleum Industry Development Bill.
The reforms proposed in PIGB reflects our collective desire to entrench transparency and sustainability of oil and gas operations in Nigeria, to enable the country finally to realize the full potential of the hydrocarbon resources.
Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Emmanuel Ibe Kachiku, his counterpart from the Niger Delta Affairs Ministry, and the Director, Department of Petroleum Resources, challenged delegates to come up with suggestions to conserve the environment and its resources.
We're down to about 27 or 28% of that. We have set 2020 as a benchmark to get out of it. We set gas policy, we set gas flare commercialization, where we're enforcing rules on safety.
We have a duty also to help those who are operating in the environment, to sustain the environment for us.
So we expect that we're going to get real and adequate information about the new trends in environmental management in the oil and gas industry.
36 papers will be presented in the 3-day conference in line with the theme which says driving sustainability in the oil and gas industry through improved stakeholders' environmental stewardship. In Lagos, Paul Umukagu, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Network News. More reports ahead after this timeout. Please stay with us.
So amazing music.
Don't go anywhere, because we'll be right back.
Where is it?
What are you searching for?
I'm looking for my Glow SIM because Yakata fever is spreading all over Nigeria. With Glow Yakata, when you recharge 100 Naira, you get over 500 Naira talk time to call all networks and 10 friends and family. Plus, up to 6 gig data to browse, chit-chat, WhatsApp, and so much more.
Wow! That's incredible!
Yes!
Are you sure?
Yep.
Found it! Found it! This is it! Yes!
Yakata. Recharge 100 Naira and get over 500 Naira talk time to call all networks and 10 friends and family, plus up to 6 gigabytes data. Yakata, the heavyweight voice and data plan. The largest data network. Glow, grandmasters of data.
Won't see us coming at the door before you even blink. Got teeth like razor blades, and you know that we're out for blood. We're out for blood. Better run, when the wolves come out to play.
Keep your white fabrics glowing whiter, your home sparkling and free from germs with Hypo. Make a dazzling impression every time and let your white speak for you.
My wife. Any other wife is a counterfeit.
Mama. Endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association, now available in Lime Breeze.
A hectic lifestyle or overeating can cause a burning pain in your chest. That's heartburn. Take Gaviscon. One dose relieves in 3 minutes to soothe the pain of heartburn. It goes straight to the source to work for hours, providing long-lasting relief.
That's why I recommend Gaviscon.
I recommend Gaviscon. Gaviscon, fast relief you can actually feel.
If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor.
We have a challenge. My husband has a big interview, but his shirts aren't cleaning well.
Don't panic, Ngozi. Just use Good Mama. Good Mama's extra cleaning power removes all dirt, leaving a wonderful scent. Look, whites are white, colors are bright, and extra fresh.
Now in a 1 kg pack.
He got the job?
What do you think?
Obvious.
Good Mama knows best.
Munch it, gotta taste it, crunchy feeling. Munch it, gotta munch it every day. Munch it, just give me that super snack. Munch it, oh, irresistible. Munch it, makes me wanna say. One munch, two munch, non-stop munch. Munch it is here. Irresistible. One munch, two munch, non-stop munch.
Try a pack of Munch It snack.
What's up?
His friends didn't come.
Hey, let's practice.
But you're going out.
Don't worry about me.
Nothing satisfies a mother more than seeing a child grow up. But I know as he sweats, he'll face the risk of germs which can cause skin irritation.
That's why you need the new best ever Dettol Cool. Its new advanced formulation with extra menthol protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs and gives your family icy cool freshness.
Growing up needs Dettol protection.
Now, it was a moment of reunion and joy when old students of Government Secondary School Miango in Plateau State celebrated 35 years after graduation. Rianu Bala reports.
Established in 1972, Government Secondary School Miango, Plateau State has produced a sitting governor, legislators among other prominent personalities in the country. A dinner to mark 35 years of graduation of 1983 set was held in Jos, which was colorful and memorable.
Oh, it's wonderful. After 35 years, I can see many faces that I can't even remember. I feel so happy. I'm among the living, and we're all doing well.
Being here tonight has given me the opportunity to see once more my classmates and my schoolmates that I had not seen in a very long time.
I just want to seize this opportunity, honestly. It is my privilege once more to be associated with my brothers. For the past 35 years, we've been together.
Members of the 1983 set of Government Secondary School Miango were full of praises to God, as one of them, Muhammad Umar Jibrilla, is a governor of Adamawa State.
He was the best in table tennis, and one of his best subjects because he came from a disciplined house. He was leading the school in hierarchy.
Call him Why? You know, that was the nickname we gave him. Why? Because we on the plateau we are not so conversant with the Adamawa Hausa. When he came, anything he says, any sentence he makes, he said, why?
I used to run 100 meters. After collecting my trophy, you come and say, Pat, how are you? Oh, how was the race?
Friends, family members, and some members of the Adamawa Executive Council accompanied Governor Muhammad Umar Jibrilla amidst fanfare.
We can never thank Miyosa for giving us one of you to do what he has done so far in Adamawa State.
Congratulations,
In Yola, Rayanu Bala, NTA News.
And from that cheerful report, we join Ogo Chukwuka in Benin for more reports. Hello, Ogo, it's over to you.
Thank you, Joy, for joining us. Ondo State government has disbursed over 500 million naira to beneficiaries of its mini, micro, small and medium enterprises loans in the state. This is following the success and positive impact of the federal government's trader money. Doris Olumoko reports.
About 12 groups comprising artisans, traders, cooperative societies, among others, benefited from the loan, with women getting 65%, totaling 357 million naira, while men got 35%, totaling 192 million naira.
We have always had the microcredit scheme here. We have always had access to funds from CBN, yes, but they have always encouraged us to do this.
And this program is part of the Akeredolu's agenda for improving the lives of everybody in Ondo State.
We call it Owo Apalara. We have our women, we have all the women leaders, we have all the yalogers.
Now the main purpose of the scheme is to empower creative and productive people who lack financial power to bring their creativity into fruition.
This loan is going to boost my business.
We've been looking for money for a while, but with this loan, it will help our business. We are going to use it very well, and we will be able to return it when it is necessary to return back.
Loan processing and disbursement under the Akbalara scheme is still ongoing in Ondo State. In Akure, Doris Olumoko, NTA News.
And our soccer has come the way of victims of the recent flood disaster in Esako Central Esakos East and Owan East local government areas, as they have been provided food items to alleviate their sufferings. It is courtesy of Esako Club 81. Victor Dio Archer has details.
Presenting the items to the victims at the internally displaced persons camp in Ogomere in Ekperi, the president of the club, Prince Asama Kadiri, said the relief materials were palliative measures to relieve the pains of the victims and take care of their immediate needs.
The club is known for touching the lives of our underprivileged people. We blow this attention to Wepano Kida. We are very grateful.
Give thanks to Esako Club 81, who feel that wherever they go, they must remember home.
Receiving the food items on behalf of the councils, the vice chairman of Esako Central Local Government, Ambrose Kevi Ahibwe, the head of social department, Esako East Local Government Council, Alhaji Mohammed Sedeno, and some palace chiefs, promised that the items will be equitably distributed to all the victims. Victor Odion Archer, NTA News.
And as from here, it's back to Abuja for the rest of the news.
Thank you, Ogo. Another break beckons. Stay tuned for more reports.
To anyone who ever pushed me to go further.
Come on, one more.
To anyone who ever gave me a hand up. To anyone who ever taught me anything I ever learned. To those who work together to set the bar higher. To those who give me the energy to go further. This is my team, and my team makes me.
Can your milk do this?
Can your milk do this? Mine can.
With Hollandia evaporated milk, your ice cream, custards, and variations of beverages taste pleasantly different. Hollandia evaporated milk. Life tastes different.
From the House of Cheese.
Sensitivity is a short pain which occurs when teeth are exposed to hot, cold, or acidic things. Cold water from the fridge would trigger off sensitivity. A lot of people would accept anyway and just grin and bear the pain. What I would say to the patient is switch to Sensodyne, make it your daily toothpaste. Over a period of time would reduce tooth sensitivity. And a lot of them come back to thank me, to say that, wow, it's just something so simple. It adds the sparkle back into their life.
Discover the all-new Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Lotion, specially formulated with Nivea's Deep Moisture Serum and Africa's natural cocoa for 48-hour deep moisture. Glowing, radiant skin with Nourishing Cocoa Lotion from Nivea. Now say goodbye to dry skin with great Nivea specials this Harmattan season.
And now a quick look at the weather picture across the country.
Hello and welcome to the weather forecast from the Nigerian Meteorological Agency. The dust season is here again, as has been experienced over the northern parts of the country and some parts of the central states. It is very important at this period to take precaution against respiratory infection. And to the forecast for Tuesday, we expect sunny and hazy conditions to prevail over the northern parts of the country down to the central states. Some parts of Katsina and Kano, where visibility was below 2,500 meters, are expected to see some improvement in visibility. And as we move towards the southern parts of the country, we anticipate mostly cloudy conditions, although some parts of Lagos State are expected to experience isolated thunderstorms in the morning. And as we progress into the afternoon, there are chances of isolated thunderstorms over some parts of Enugu, Akure axis, as well as the southeast coast.
And that's NTA Network News. Thanks for staying with us and have a good evening.